The Harold Wilson Theory. Harold Wilson was one of the most celebrated politicians of his time. He dealt with a number of issues while holding his position of the Prime Minister of England, while also being in good relations with the Crown. Needless to say, such a designated position comes with a lot of conspiracies and plots against such politicians actively functioning behind masked faces. One such conspiracy theory revolves around UK, US and half of Europe that Harold Wilson, who held the position of the UK Prime Minister from 1964-70 and 1974-76, is a spy deployed by the Soviet Union in the UK politics, and that he continued to infiltrate the private data of Britain in order to gain publicity in the Soviet Union leadership. Let's see if this theory holds any water. The background of Harold Wilson. It all started with Anatoly Golitsyn, a Soviet defector. He supposedly told a British intelligence officer that the Prime Minister, Harold Wilson, is a KGB, the Secret Intelligence Services of USSR, spy who was installed in the Labour Party of Britain, having followed the assassination of former Labour Party leader, Hugh Gaitskell, who was allegedly a snob having good intentions for USA at heart. This was all backed by the decision taken by Harold Wilson during the US-Vietnam War. It could not go without notice how the UK eliminated their support from the USA in times of need. Although, Harold's reaction to these allegations was that he's being targeted and it is the work of the CIA, America's counterintelligence service, to dethrone him. Arguments that support these allegations. The memoir Spycatcher, written and illustrated by a bright officer of MI5, Britain's security service, Peter Wright, vividly mentions the meetings between him and the head of CIA's counterintelligence department, James Angleton, in which it was revealed, during 1964 general elections, that Harold Wilson was, in fact, a Soviet Union spy. He would have divulged more information, had MI5 agreed to restrict the given information instead of outsourcing it. Another feather in Wright's cap was his writings on information received by MI5 through two Czechoslovak defectors, Joseph Frolik and František August, that the Labour Party of the United Kingdom has most certainly been infiltrated by the Soviet Union members. They gave MI5 a list full of names related to MPs cum Soviet spies of the party. There is no evidence whatsoever to support these arguments. MI5 denied these claims by mentioning Wright as an unreliable source and this theory as a gone cause. As far as Hugh Gaitskell's death is concerned, the reports show that he had fallen ill before his Moscow trip, but had gotten the green signal to travel nevertheless. On his return journey, his health collapsed and he died of an autoimmune viral disease. One can see how little credible Anatoly Golitsyn's claims are. The story of Harold Wilson assassinating Hugh Gaitskell is far-fetched and most probably a fabricated story. In 1977, the bugs came into the knowledge of the general public and were removed on presidential orders. Wilson was questioned over several decades only to get acquitted from all the charges and allegations. They even maintained a full-fledged file on him that shows the absence of any evidence to support the theory. Moreover, Margaret Thatcher, an archenemy of Wilson's policies, reported to the Parliament on how she had received Wilson's files on the whole matter, and her security services assured her that there was no proof to prove the Wilson-Soviet link-ups. Well, one cannot possibly decipher why Thatcher would side with Wilson, assuming he had done something wrong. Now, there were rumors that Wilson stepped down due to the pressure of MI5, the Parliament and the Crown. In reality, Wilson was suffering from early signs of dementia. He had lived gloriously throughout his reign and eventually died of his disease. Enough facts and evidence are there to prove that Harold Wilson was an honorary citizen and capable Prime Minister of a great country. But conspiracy theories have always been mind-boggling that one wishes to ignore due to the havoc these can wreak, if there's even a grain of truth in them. Even if the KGB were infiltrating the Labour Party, they would do everything to prevent their cover from being blown, don't you think?